Useless fund managers. Let's take Nick Train. Somebody messaged me about this one. Look at this. Rakes in £16 million despite funds' poor performance. The fund management industry is basically a scam. And the scam relies on the fact that you, the private investor, will always do several things. First of all, never look at the poor performance. You will never fill in the forms to move away from them. You will never learn how to manage your own SIP or ISA. You will never learn how to buy stocks for yourself. You will always assume experts know better than you. You will always be happy to pay their fees and basically inertia. So smug little bastards like this git can keep taking your money off you, £16 million. If that does not piss you off, then you deserve to have no pension left, because that is being allowed by you. The regulators are going to do nothing. Let me tell you again, they're going to do nothing because they're from the same freaking city and the same cabal and the same scam. Does it piss me off? Can you hear it in my voice? Gives you a clue, doesn't it? So let me tell you why it annoys me. Out of 200 columns in the Financial Times, I must have, in 50% of them, highlighted the problem of underperformance by retail fund managers. Not because I discovered it, but because Eugene Fama, who went on to get the Nobel Prize in Economics for his work, proved it and showed it, and the Nobel Committee gave him a bloody prize so somebody would take notice. Do they take notice? No, they don't. And then they complain that they've got piss poor pension performance. So let's look at why it happens and what you can bloody well do about it. Why does it happen? Fund managers like this, if they get an outperforming year, will market the hell out of it. Data shows if they get an outperforming year, it is due to chance, not skill. Throw enough darts at a dartboard, one of them hits bullseye once. That's what it is. Persistence of performance is lacking in the fund management industry. Why? In down years like 2022, they can't hold cash. They have to keep invested. The regulator requires it of them. They're not allowed to charge you money for holding cash. Your bank pays you money for holding cash. These guys are not allowed to go into cash. So they keep holding the stocks and they drown lower. They get paid fees based on the assets under management. So the more they market and the more assets they get, the more they earn in fees. £16 million, not bad for actually not delivering. There is no other profession in the world where you get paid millions for actually not doing the job you're asked to do. Go to a doctor, they don't get paid if they're meant to give you a kidney transplant and they go at the end of it, yeah, sorry, we didn't bother doing it. In fact, we made things even worse, not because we lacked the skill, because actually we were just downright bloody incompetent and did the exact opposite. So, first of all, they won't tell you that they can't go into cash. Secondly, they have so much capital, they can only invest in a few stocks of a certain large enough size. Otherwise, they'd end up taking over companies. So you personally could have had a lot more choice, but you've naturally restricted it by giving it to them, who can only invest in 10, 20, 30 odd companies. And then they put tiny little bits into all sorts of other little companies. If they knew what they were doing, how come they don't have more than 2, 3, 4% in companies that surely they should have the conviction to believe in? They spray and pray. So they necessarily get poor returns because, thirdly, they focus on benchmarks. Can we beat the benchmark? So they look at what's in the benchmark and they say, right, the benchmark has company A, B, C. We think A will do a bit better than B, so we'll have a bit less of B and a bit more of A. Nice work if you can bloody well get it, isn't it? This Muppet, alongside Terry Smith, relies on the same principle, which is, let's not buy or sell much while we're sitting tanning ourselves on an exotic beach somewhere. So they're getting paid to absolutely do nothing, never change the portfolio. I don't expect them to trade, but they end up getting returns of, let's see, over the last 4-5 years, where we've had the largest global bull market in history, roughly 4 to 5% per annum. Here's another reason why they get away with it. How can I put this? The helpful idiots, the people in the public who will keep defending them, who will keep saying, yeah, but. Okay, I can tell you as a hedge fund manager, we're the elite, we're the surgeons. These general practitioners are absolute bloody buffoons. It's great work if you can get it. Don't get me wrong. My secretary is now a fund manager. Literally, my secretary is a fund manager who manages billions. She left school at 21. She left university at 21, worked for my company for 2 years. Check her SEC filings, 2 years, and then went to Newton Investment Management, then Polar Capital, and then bouncing around on the back of mediocre performance, because that's what happens. Their hands get tied. I would never want to be a retail fund manager. The only answer for retail clients is you better learn how to just buy the stocks yourself. So you can go into cash. You can buy quality companies, maybe 5% into them. And if you're lower risk, then hold more bloody cash. If you're close to retirement, the closer you are, the more cash you hold in your bank account. If you need the money in the next 1 to 2 years, make sure that money is set aside in a bank account. And then the rest is in 20 to 40 equities. How do you find those? How do you find quality companies? Well, there's enough books. I've written 18 published by the Financial Times. On that, you can learn off that. Okay? But stop giving it to bloody fund managers blindly. Blindly. Okay, sorry for the anger, but some idiot on LinkedIn said, yeah, this guy's really good. And I thought to myself, I don't mean to get angry that often, but flipping heck, seriously, honestly, give up the will to live sometimes. I hope you take charge of your own pensions at some point. That's what SIPs, ISAs, 401ks were invented for. And stop relying on ignorance as an excuse to be poor.